Hi, everybody. Jim Graham, your host here on Beyond the Cage. Joining us on the line, we have a very special guest. He is now in the finals of Bellator's featherweight tournament, and that is Mr. Rad Martinez. Rad, thanks for joining us here on Beyond the Cage.
No problem. Thanks for having me on. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing pretty good here, and you're doing pretty good as you were able to advance to the finals of Bellator's featherweight tournament last week. And looking at that semifinal fight against Fabiano, he was no doubt trying to get this fight to the ground. And after early takedown in the first by Fabiano, you were able to shut him down. What were you doing that made it almost impossible for him to take you down?
Well, yeah, early on, I guess I'm not even sure how he got the takedown. I kind of stepped in on a punch, and he dipped under me and got that takedown real quick, which upset me. My wrestling ego is a little bruised after that. But before that, it seemed, after that first round, he seemed to slow down a little bit. Was really kind of telegraphing his shots, and I was able to see him coming, get my hips under me, and was able to defend them. So my wrestling really kicked in and was able to prevent him from getting me to the ground again.
You were landing good combinations all night, but early in the second round, you landed a nice, clean, straight left that seemed to hurt him pretty good. Could you sense the fight turning in your favor after that punch?
Yeah, well, after that first round, we kind of exchanged back and forth, but I landed that combination in the second and really kind of hurt him and made him, at that point, work a little harder to try to go for the takedowns. And it was at that time that I could see that, he didn't want much more of the stand-up, was really trying to get it to the ground to work submissions. And it was kind of then that I noticed it was kind of turning in my favor. And if I was able to keep it standing, that I would probably be able to tee off on him a little bit and get some combinations in and win the fight on my feet.
Once the fight went into the third round, it seemed as though you could do whatever you want to him. Did it feel that way to you?
Not whatever I want, but I definitely felt like I was in control of the fight. It seemed I had a little more energy than he did. My conditioning kicked in for me, and I was able to work a little more combinations on him. So not whatever I wanted, but I definitely felt like I was in control of the fight.
Fabiano was able to land a couple of overhand rights on you, but did he hurt you at all in this fight?
No, not really. I got in the pocket sometimes. I let my hands get down a little bit. So he landed some shots. They didn't really hurt. They bruised me up a little bit, but nothing caused any pain or staggered me at all. So no, I felt good.
Now, comparing this fight to your last one, your body has to be in a little better shape, right?
Yes, definitely. The second fight was not nearly as grueling as the first fight, so my body didn't take near as much punishment. So you are correct. I'm feeling much better after this one than I did the first one.
Well, that's good to hear. And when we talked last time, I know that you wanted to get a finish in this fight, but despite that, you have to be pretty pleased with your performance last Friday.
Yeah, for some reason I'm not able to find a way to finish these fights, but going through the 3-round wars and getting my hand raised and really talking to everybody, they seem to say that I've been able to dominate the fights and win them convincingly. So that makes a person feel good, but boy, I sure would like to start getting some finishes here.
Absolutely. And now that you've already fought twice in this tournament, have you gotten more accustomed to these quick turnarounds between fights?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm feeling good, and you just get used to it. It starts to feel like a practice. The next round is just another sparring round. So my body's accustomed to it, my brain's accustomed to it, and I'll be ready to go in just a couple weeks here.
With that said, the date change of your next fight is being moved up a week. Will that change your training camp at all?
Not too much. Makes it so I can't study my opponent as much. But I took this last week a little bit easy. Got in yesterday. Got in some rounds with the boxing coach with the mitts. But this first week here was going to be a little bit easier, and then the next couple weeks a little bit harder, but my conditioning is there, should be there, so it's not going to really change much.
Moving forward to your next fight in the finals against Shamhaleav, what makes him so dangerous?
Well, he's a killer. He stopped both of his opponents in the first round, good, quality, tough opponents. And he's a stand-up fighter. He's a Muay Thai fighter, so he likes to throw. He has quick hands. He throws hard, and he throws to stop the fight with every single punch. So he's going to be dangerous on his feet, that's for sure.
And what will you have to do to win this fight and become the next featherweight tournament champion?
Well, I feel like I can't let him get off. I got to kind of crowd him, choke him a little bit. Either I'm all the way in or all the way out. I can't give him the distance where he's able to get off and land some punches on me, and then try to see how he is on the ground. We all know he's very good on his feet, but how is he on the ground? So I think I'm gonna have to use a little bit more wrestling in this fight to put it in a place where I'm more comfortable than he is.
All right, I got a couple of questions for you, non-fight related, to get you on a little bit of a lighter note. Thanksgiving's coming up. What are your plans for Turkey Day?
Well, as everybody knows, I just recently got engaged, so my fiance said that she's going to cook the whole big dinner for us. So we got turkey and sweet potatoes and mashed potatoes, and I just plan to eat until I'm stuffed and then watch some football. Luckily, I can do that because my weight doesn't really fluctuate and get too high, so I plan on making myself sick and then watching football.
Yeah, for sure, and congratulations on the engagement. I didn't know that, so congratulations on that.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Also, the 50th year of James Bond is this year, and their recent movie Skyfall came out this past weekend. I just wanted to know, what is your favorite James Bond movie?
I gotta be completely honest. I've never really watched James Bond. I can't tell you if I've sat down and watched a whole James Bond movie. So I have to say, if I had to pick my favorite James Bond person who played James Bond, would probably have to be Sean Connery. I think he's a stud, but really, I haven't seen any of the movies.
Okay, all right. I figured I'd ask you there to try to get you some fun questions this time.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, well, Rad, I wish you all the luck in the world in your final fight against Shamhaleav, and hope you come out on top and come back on the show again.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, and yeah, hopefully next time we're talking, I've won the tournament and I'm fighting for the title. So thank you for having me on.
Once again, he is Rad Martinez. He is in the finals of Bellator's featherweight tournament. You can contact him at Twitter at RadMFTW. Rad, thanks for joining us here on Beyond the Cage.
No problem. Thank you for having me on. I look forward to talking to you soon.
That was Rad Martinez, Bellator featherweight fighter, right here on Beyond the Cage.